You don't have to say sorry. It's not your job to do all that, he said, in that voice that always made her feel safe, his large hands on either side of her cheeks. It's no one's job, her mother said in that awful voice again. Charlotte turned around to look at her mom, and her stomach churned. Why couldn't she just smile and be happy? Or pretend to be happy? Just for a day. Whoever is home and doesn't have a job outside the house should be in charge of the home and chores, her dad said, gathering dishes from the counter and placing them in the sink. He always made sense. It sounded fair to her. I can do it, Dad. Liv is almost ready to go. How about I make you breakfast? I can clean up the kitchen real fast, too, she said, hurrying to open the fridge. Charlotte, honey, you are so thoughtful. Don't worry about me, I already ate. Do you need help packing lunches? She shook her head. Her heart felt like it was going to burst. He saved people, and he saved her every day when she thought she couldn't handle her mom's sadness. Charlotte stuffed the lunches she'd made for herself and Olivia in their bags and looked up at her dad. Already done, she said, holding up the paper bags. I told everyone at school that you're coming to career day today. He flashed her a smile. You bet. She couldn't wait. All those mean kids would finally meet him, and no one would ever make fun of her again. Anyone who had a cop for a dad had to be cool. I told them about those kids you rescued last week. I told them you're a hero. He frowned for a second. You give me too much credit, Charlotte. But I'm happy to be coming to speak to your school today. Charlotte beamed up at him before continuing to clean the kitchen, trying to brush off the sadness she felt as her mom left the room without saying goodbye. Liv, hurry up! She yelled, grabbing her jacket and setting out Olivia's. She was in a hurry for another reason. Or a person, really. She was hoping that they'd be able to walk with Wyatt. Last year, he and his family had moved into the apartment down the hall, and from day one, she'd fallen for him. He was 2 years older than she was, and had become the most popular guy in school without even trying. But he always treated her like she was cool. Most days, they walked to and from school together. Olivia tagged along behind them. Sometimes they'd even talk about their messed up families. Maybe she talked more than he did, but he did tell her that his dad was messed up. A few minutes later, with Olivia in tow, Charlotte spotted Wyatt in the hallway, and her heart did a few somersaults. He was closing the door on the sound of yelling and something being smashed. Olivia gasped out loud, and Charlotte tugged on her hand and gave her a frown, a silent command to keep quiet. She understood the arguing and the yelling. She had never really had to deal with things being smashed, though. Wyatt turned around and walked toward them. His face went from sad to a smile when he saw them. Hey, he said as they met at the stairwell. He held the door open for them, and Charlotte loved that even though he seemed tough, he was always nice to them. Even to Olivia, who always had her head in the clouds. He was tall and so gorgeous, not an ounce of awkward in him. Our dad is coming to school today, Olivia blurted out when they reached the bottom of the stairs. Well, yeah? What for? He said as they walked outside. Freezing cold wind and icy snow attacked them as they made their way to school, but it was a short distance, so it wouldn't be too bad, Charlotte thought. The sidewalks had been plowed, and rush hour traffic buzzed around them. Career day, Charlotte said, taking over the conversation before Olivia said something embarrassing. He's a cop, right? Wyatt asked. Charlotte nodded and smiled proudly. Yep. I'm going to be a cop when I grow up, he said.